Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's bring in the new head coach of the Katy Mayde Creek Rams. We are joined by Coach J Jensen. Coach, how are you?
Doing great. How are y'all doing this morning?
Doing excellent. How are things in beautiful Katy, Texas?
Oh, they are wonderful. They are wonderful. We're just running and gunning. Got done with a great athletic period. Kids are excited. They're working hard, and we're ready to rumble going into summer here.
You mentioned the kids being excited. I imagine this has to be pretty exciting for you, taking over there at Mayde Creek. You are an alum there at Mayde Creek. What does it mean for you to be coming home?
It means everything. I have a lot of pride in the school. I have a lot of pride in the community. Still have a lot of people that live in the community and trying to get out and meet all the new people that have moved into the community. So for me, it's huge. I mean, it's a sense of wanting to do great things here, wanting to be here, and just wanting these kids to have the best of everything.
You're moving over from Katy Taylor, where obviously things have been very successful there, taking over there at Mayde Creek. When you spoke to your team there at Mayde Creek for the first time and addressed them as head coach for the first time, what was your message to them?
I just talked about that we're going to do things right on the field. We're going to do things right off the field. We're going to be leaders in the classroom. We're going to be leaders on the field. We're going to be leaders in the community, and just let them know that these young kids in this community are looking up to you, and we really want to build this program. We want to build it from the ground up, from the 7th grade level. So we want these kids to be ambassadors for our football program, and just let them know that we're going to give you all the tools necessary to be successful here at Mayde Creek and make the playoffs. And we're going to play in big games, and we're going to play at big venues, and you're going to have the opportunity to be recruited right here at Mayde Creek High School. But then also just let them know the expectation that it's going to be hard work. We're going to bust our tail every day. We've got a great plan. We run a great year-round program, and just basically excited to get with them, but just to let them know that it's going to be hard work. All you have to do is show up, have a great attitude, and be ready to work, and we'll do all the rest of it.
This is your first head coaching job there at Mayde Creek. You were an assistant there at Taylor for the last 7 years under guys like Chad Simmons and Trey Herman. What did you take from those guys, learning from those head coaches that you're going to take with you over to Mayde Creek?
I think just the organization of a program, getting to be around Chad the last several years he was the first-time head coach as well. So just kind of coming in and learning a lot of that stuff from him, but just how to treat people, how to hold kids accountable and coaches accountable, and to treat people right. And then just learned a lot from Coach Herman as well. Coming in with him, he and I were teammates in high school, so just kind of coming in, learning how to build excitement in a program, and learning how to kind of take it from where you're wanting people to get in to where people are wanting to come in. So just taking those lessons from them. Organization is huge. Being organized for my coaches and allowing them to know exactly what's going to go on a yearly basis, and just running the program the right way. I learned that from those two guys. I was lucky to get to be a part of their staff, both of those guys, and learn under them.
We're talking with J Jensen, the new head coach of the Katy Mayde Creek Rams here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation and hashtag TF Today. Coach, you're taking over a program that was kind of on the cusp of a playoff berth last year. 2019, they were in the playoffs. Let's just say it's been an up and down past couple of years for Mayde Creek. What is your vision as far as kickstarting this program and getting them to be a consistent playoff team there in what's a very difficult place to make the playoffs? People say that go, too many teams make the playoffs and when 4 teams get in. Try and tell them that to anybody in 19-6A. What's your vision as far as getting this team to be a consistent playoff contender?
I think a lot of it is doing the little things correctly. We have two great coordinators. Offensive coordinator Brian Derringer is coming over from Taylor with us, and he really stresses taking care of the football and holding on to that. And you kind of look the last couple of years at Taylor, and we were very efficient in the turnover ratio. We didn't turn the ball over much. And defensively, Coach Bobineau, Rashad Bobineau, is our defensive coordinator, and we're big on taking the ball away. So we'll have turnover times where we're taking care of the ball on offense, and we're going to try to get the ball on defense. So really stressing the fundamentals of taking care of the football, running, blocking, tackling, taking care of the little things. I mean, this district 2 years ago was the only district in the state that had 4 teams that had 9 wins. So, I mean, we know we're in a battle every week. So it's just being consistent, we feel, and taking care of the football. We want to win the turnover margin. Last year, Mayde Creek was right on the cusp. I think they had the leading offense in the district. We're like number 2 or 3 in defense in the district, but we're at the bottom of the turnover margin. And so for us, that's huge. Since we've been coming in, we've been stressing taking care of the football, bringing the ball back to the official after every play, ending every drive with a kick, whether it be a punt, an extra point, or a field goal, and defensively making teams play another play, getting the ball back and just taking care of the little things, learning how to be great teammates, learning how to work in the weight room, learning how to pick each other up, and just learning how to compete amongst each other on a daily basis. I think if we do that and take care of our business, we should be right in the hunt for one of those 4 playoff spots.
You are a defensive guy. You're the defensive coordinator there at Taylor before coming over here to Mayde Creek. It seems to me from the outset that you are inheriting a squad that has some dudes on defense. Guys like Everett Haven Jr. At the linebacker spot, guys like Greg Meeks kind of in that rush-in position. During the spring and getting to know these guys and seeing them work, what have you seen from the defensive side that has you excited?
I'm excited just our speed. Our overall speed, just watching it on the hoof, and then we come in and watch film, and you can tell that these guys are moving fast. We're getting to the football. These guys are excited, kind of learning little bit of new scheme, and then the continuity coming back. Coach Bobineau is going to run the defense. He's the defensive coordinator. So just kind of adapting my style to his style and getting to know what we're doing, and just those guys just rallying to the ball. Like you said, we got a lot of good players back. Have a lot of kids that weren't on the field last year that are moving up that I feel can really be big-time difference makers. We have a corner, Tayshawn Wilson, that is going to be one of the top defensive backs in all of the state of Texas. He's a 21 FAT 100 or 200 kid. He anchored both of our relays that ran at the area meet and the 4x1 ran at regionals. But we have kids that can get to the football. They're going to be physical. We're going to get to the ball, and we're going to be looking for turnovers. We're going to knock it out. We're going to punch it out. We're going to claw it out. We're going to play heel line. We're going to be disciplined on defense. We're going to fly around. So those guys, just the guys they have coming back, plus the young kids coming up right now, they're excited. We're out there competing on a daily basis, and just getting to watch those guys fly around is what's exciting me the most about the defense.
A lot of time between now and then, but I look at October 15th. You guys will travel to Rhodes Stadium to take on Katy Taylor. Have you given any thought? I know it's one foot in front of the other, but have you given any thought to what that game's going to be like? Not only because you're playing against your old school and you're going to know a lot of guys over there, but also, the way that I look at 19-6A, that could be a real critical game as far as who's in and out in the playoffs. Have you given any thought to what that game is going to be like whenever you take on your old squad?
No, I don't know if it's a chuckle is a word for it, but when they released the schedule and they picked us for homecoming. So I mean, if that doesn't add any more fuel to the fire, I don't know what will. But like you said, every game in this district is tough. So our eyes are really on that first district ball game against Cinco Ranch, as we got to come out and set the tone. But really, we're looking every day. We're just fighting to get better at the stuff we got to get better at every day. My philosophy has always kind of been, everywhere I've been, if we do what we're supposed to and we don't make mistakes, it doesn't matter who we're going against. Nobody's going to be able to beat us. So we're really going to focus on us. But from a coaching standpoint, I'm sure it'll be a little extra juice that night. To answer that question perfectly honestly, it'll be extra juice from me. It was hard. I shed a lot of tears over there when I told those kids I was coming over here. And, I do have a lot of relationships with those guys and those coaches. But really our eyes are on that first district ball game against Cinco Ranch. Is going to be a huge one for us, coming out and setting the tone for district and trying to get a win. But we'll be ready for that Taylor game. I mean, it's going to be every week in this district. You got to be ready to go, but there'll be a little bit more fuel on the fire for that night for sure.
Finally, Coach, talking with J Jensen, the head coach of Katy Mayde Creek here on Texas Football Today. I've got pulled up the 1997 edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football here for the Katy Mayde Creek Rams. I'm seeing center. First of all, fullback Trey Herman, that's notable. But also center J Jensen, misspelled, my bad. I wasn't here at that time, but I just want to apologize for misspelling your last name.
I always laugh. Coach Sheffield said if I was a better player, he'd spell my name right.
Well, but I've got to ask you, I'm looking at this right now. So this is 1997, and your name's listed here as J Jensen. I have never seen you called anything else. Tell me about your name, because I've ever since you were a coordinator there at Taylor, I've known you. You've done a great job there, so you've been notable on my mind. But I've never tell me about your name.
That's what it is. It's just the letter J. My dad was named Jay. My grandparents actually, my grandpa and my uncle are both named Jim. They knew they wanted to name my dad something with a J, but they just couldn't figure it out. And so they actually just left him with that initial till he was able to decide his own name. But our middle name's Mark, so everyone pretty much started calling my dad Mark. And then so he never changed his name, and then he named me the same thing, and I always went by Jay my whole life. And then I named my first son the same thing as well. And he was actually our quarterback the last 2 years over at Taylor, my oldest son.
Yeah.
And so everybody just started calling me Coach and just called him Jay. So around the house, we always called him Little J, and I was Big J. So we just kind of, stuck with it. But yeah, it was just kind of unique. I was always the first one to be able to spell my name in kindergarten. I think that, had kind of created some jealousy from people throughout the years, and that I was already doing it in sign language in kindergarten, and they were still trying to figure out how to put one letter next to the next, But it's been unique. It's been a kind of a conversation starter several times, and just unique in the way that it's done, initial only. And I've had to write, like my mom used to write like J and then initial only. So one time I got a letter for J initial only Jensen. And then one time she abbreviated it and put IO. So I got a letter for J-O Jensen. So, I just think it's unique, but it obviously it's who I am and kind of, just what I've been. But I always say you can call me anything, just don't call me late to dinner. So
that's way better than I was even hoping
so
for.
Great.
That's great. It's efficiency. What you're saying is that your parents are just really efficient.
They were. I could write my name out probably in like 0.4 seconds. Depends on if you're handheld or SAT.
Did anyone ever think that you had a fake ID? Like I know.
No, besides from when I had a fake ID. No. No, just kidding. They were just. I mean, I've got a lot of questions about it, and like sometimes on websites it makes you put in like it doesn't let you just put a dot, so it makes you put in like a second letter. So I just have to put like JM for my middle initial, and then people are like, "Well, you look like a lawyer, man. JM just sounds like a lawyer or something like that." So yeah, so it's it creates some problems at times. Not problems, but just like on websites where they make you put in two initials or something like that. But other than that,
Remarkable.
it's unique and I like it. So
That's awesome.
Well, we like it too. He's J Jensen Esquire. He's the new head coach of the Katy Mayde Creek Rams. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new gig. Can't wait to see what you do with your Rams.
Hey, thank you again. We're really excited. Look forward to attacking this football season. And like I said, I got a great staff. Can't thank these coordinators enough for the job they do, and the guys that are here have been doing a phenomenal job. And we are excited. The Mayde Creek community is ready to go. And we are excited to hit the field for the 2021-2022 football season.
We're excited too, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys. Best wishes.
There he goes. J Jensen, the head coach of the Katy Mayde Creek Rams, joining us here on Texas Football Today.